Hey there, everybody. It's Alex here from VG247.com, and I'm here with James. Hi, James.
Hiya.
And we're looking at Minecraft, and this is what Minecraft looks like normally. But if I press a button, this is Minecraft ray traced. This is the ray tracing stuff that Microsoft has been working on with NVIDIA. NVIDIA obviously has the RTX series GeForce graphics cards on PC, which is what I'm running on. I'm running on a 2080 Ti. And so they've been working on this to sort of showcase what that graphics tech can do. But also, this is interesting, even if you're a console player, because, of course, the next-gen consoles are going to have ray tracing as part of their architecture. So this might be a bit of a glimpse at what a game like Minecraft might look like on next-gen hardware. And as you can tell, it's quite a difference.
Yeah, you can see that just from the reflections in what's a water texture, right?
Yeah, this is. I can go down and
have a splish splash.
But it's, or is it glass? I think it's glass over water. But yeah, you can just see sort of the reflections, the lighting, the reflection even on the ceiling. I think it's important to point out that this is running like specialized texture packs and stuff like that. This has been built to showcase ray tracing, but this is obviously still running in Minecraft Bedrock engine. So the idea is, hey, here's an example of what this game could do with this technology applied to it, which is super cool in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks brilliant.
So this is one of a few different world packs they've put out, and while I move to the next part, I will explain. So basically, Microsoft and NVIDIA are putting out for everyone, more or less by the time you see this video, everyone will be able to play it, a package that'll be an update to Minecraft to allow you to do the ray tracing stuff, and a bunch of worlds that have been designed either by them in-house or by some creators that they've partnered with to sort of showcase what ray tracing can do. And these worlds, some of them are just like tech demos, some of them are actually like little worlds with puzzles and stuff like that. This is my favorite of the bunch just for showing off what the technology is like, so I thought I would show this one, and then you guys, anyone who's got an RTX series card can go and check it out for themselves. But yeah, so you can see here, James, when I come into this room, this is now ray tracing off. Back to normal Minecraft. It's quite a significant difference. And then when you turn it on, you get past that initial flash where it's working everything out. You can see the way light is filtering in from outside. You look at the torches. It's quite a big difference. If we go out here, you can see we've got these lights on the wall and this sort of marbly floor that is shiny enough and polished enough to reflect it. And if I turn ray tracing off, you can see that's just all flat, which is what it looks like in natural Minecraft. Something is either lit or it isn't. Here, obviously, there are degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, it's impressive. And like behind us here, that looks like it's another room, but in fact it's actually a mirror texture that replaces that texture when you're in ray tracing, and it just makes the room look huge. And so it's not just calculating the reflection of that light on the floor, it's calculating the reflection of that reflection of that reflection, and so on and so forth, which is the advantage of ray tracing compared to traditional methods of doing lighting or mirrors in video games. Got a different room down here, so if I use this to change the time, you can see now there's like a beam of light coming across the room at the end, so you can see how you could have a window and light would be streaking in. And Minecraft is quite simple, right? You were saying before we started, you've played, what was it, Watch Dogs, Call of Duty, stuff like that with ray tracing.
Yeah, the most recent Modern Warfare and Watch Dogs Legion is coming up. And it's really interesting, the kind of difference between those two, that they're both very gritty and realistic games, but with Minecraft it has that blocky art style that kind of meshes really interestingly with the very realistic reflections and textures, and I think it's one of the cooler implementations that I've seen.
Definitely. I also think Minecraft is really good for if you just want an example of what the technology can do, which I think is probably why NVIDIA have done this. I mean, also it's one of the most popular games in the world, sure, but I think also you can look at this, and because Minecraft is so simple, you can look at this, understand what the technology is capable of, and from there you can extrapolate what it might do to, say, Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever, which is exciting. And that, that brings us on to another room. So like, you look here, you've got these lights with the with the trapdoors on them, and the trapdoors obviously have unique shapes. Now, if I do this and frame rate, I will say this is a beta. You know, it's definitely a work in progress, so there are going to be some frame rate issues because this is powerful stuff going on. But you can see the way the light filters changes based on what you do, and you can see also where it's working out a bit because it is still beta technology. This one, I think, is you can see sort of the way the light is diffusing because of the shape of that trapdoor, and then when you open it, you can see it just all goes completely bright. We got the same thing with different colors. You know, if I toggle again here, you can see how flat everything looks. You can see how the light isn't streaming in through those windows, even though the sun is right there. But then if I toggle it back on, you can see the light streaming in. It just looks super cool.
Yeah.
Last bit.
You've said a couple of times that that where it's working everything out, the frame rate's dropping, and that everybody will be able to play it. But how much of it is everybody will be able to play it? How much of a top end rig do you really have to get this working properly?
Well, you're going to need an RTX series card, really. Although it is technically possible to run this on a high end of a card, because they don't have those dedicated ray tracing cores. It's difficult for you to really run it at any frame rate. I mean, I'm running on a 2080 Ti here, and it's still slowing down and chugging when I change things. So what's happening is when you change things, it's taking a while to calculate and work out what's going on, and then the frame rate jumps right back up again. But you are going to need an RTX series card, which obviously means you need an expensive graphics card to begin with. But like I say, that's one of the reasons we want to do this video, because we know there's a lot of people out there that are thinking about their next graphics card upgrade, or they're thinking about next gen consoles, and this is a great example of what that stuff can do. And here's one we made earlier moment. So this is a little area that they've put in where you can build, and you can see the light is streaming in from outside. So basically, this is a great way to showcase that. I wonder if how's the frame rate going to handle. So you can see here the light is coming through. Let's do blue. You can see the light is coming through that glass, and because it's red glass, you've got the appropriate reaction, let's say, from the game engine. This is where the frame rate usually dies real bad, but no, it's okay. But you can see there you've got the light is streaming in, and you've got the red, and you've got a hint of the blue because the light is also hitting the blue a little bit. And obviously you can toy around with this stuff, and again, this particular demo has sort of built this room for you to toy around with, which is really nice. But let's move on to the next demo. So this one it's a pretty short one, but I think pretty cool. It's all about underwater.
Nice.
So again, good example. You can see the light streaming in from up above. If I turn ray tracing off, you just have clear skylights out to the sky, which really I think just drives home the difference. If I come in here now, I'm just gonna take a moment so you can see you've obviously got these glass aquariums, and because that's glass, that's an inherent part of ray tracing. So if I turn it off, you can see everything goes quite flat, quite simple. Turn it back on, and you've sort of got the light refracting from around other parts of the room going through the aquariums rather than them sort of being opaque. You can definitely see sometimes, like when I'm moving, you can see like little bits of artifacting at the edge of the screen. Like if I walk backwards and forwards here, you see the bottom of the screen. So that's sort of the limitation. But damn, I mean, this stuff is impressive, especially for a beta. I mean, you know, you look at that aquarium there where they put the green lights in. When in normal, it just doesn't look any different. In ray traced, you've got the beautiful green lights as well as the reflections of the lights from this part of the room. Sometimes I think ray tracing can look a little bit too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you see some of the more neon cities and stuff, and it's all a bit overload. But I think you can see how a little bit of light can go a long way here. That when you turn it off, it's very dim, but then it lets you be more creative with with smaller placements of different things, doesn't it?
Yeah, and well, standing in here, the blue of the water is really prominent, whereas when you turn it off, it's just sort of like your those fish are a bit confused though from the looks of it. They're just spinning. Fair enough. They don't like it, but yeah, it's you know, aquarium, nice little bit of demo. Head back to the lobby, and we will now go and try out. So this one's cool again. There's the light from the ceiling. It's just some ideas of rooms, and they're all set for different times of day. So this one is for noon. So if I open the door and walk in, that's obviously changing what light is coming in through that sort of aquarium, another aquarium. And you can see obviously also when you've got artificial lights, you can see how that artificial light source is reflecting on that sort of tile there.
Yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it? Really, when you actually look at it. And then let's just check out these. So if we set, so it's recommended set time to, I'm assuming that's 10 AM. So let's look in here. This one actually, it's funny. It was giving me Final Fantasy VII Remake vibes because obviously you're on the train platform at the start, and it's all green neon. So you can see here they've got really bright light that's coming down the platform, and you literally can't even see to the end of the platform because of the brightness of the light and the way it's reflecting. And if I walk into this light though, with apologies to everyone's eyes, you can sort of see how they're doing it, where you can see they've created it's a blue sun basically, and it's glaring in, but then because all these surfaces are a bit reflective, it creates that incredible, you know, void almost of light.
Yeah.
And then you look up to the ceiling and you've got the red and the green reflecting. It's just, and this glass here also reflecting. Like you look at the top of that glass, just the top of it, and you can see the ceiling light reflected the bits of green and red. It
feels like a big leap, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just think it's really impressive. I mean, it's like that thing of like how much utility is it going to have in an actual game. I didn't see this before. You can also set that one to noon. Yeah, and when that's set to noon, you see you haven't got that bright glare because the sun's in a different place. Yeah, it's interesting. You don't know how much of an effect this is going to have on the on gaming in general, as in actually playing video games. But for the perspective of potential, the potential's massive. So again here, little bedroom, very, very cute. That currently, the time is still set to like 10 in the morning, because of course the light streaming in through the windows, everyone hates that, close the curtains. But if you change it to different time now, you can see sort of the light coming in a very different way. Yeah, it's great. It's really, really clever. What one's this? Let's see, I haven't seen some of these. It's like a kitchen, and so that's sort of what we've seen before. You can use ceiling lights to sort of create these spotlights. And again, if I turn it off a second, you know, a lovely Minecraft room, very well crafted. But
yeah,
when you turn the lights on, it becomes something else. And then what else do we have just to finish up? This is one of my favorites. So obviously, Minecraft, you spend a lot of time underground, and this shows you what can be done with lava, where just being in the presence of lava has turned this entire room orange. Normally in Minecraft it'd be more familiar looking like that, right?
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? It's very, very impressive. Should say, by the way, if people are curious about frame rate, I'm getting 45 to 50 here while I'm running around, and this room is one of my favourites. So this room looks huge, but here's the dark secret. We sort of saw this earlier. It actually is just a box. And this texture is one that in ray tracing is replaced with a mirror, which just makes this room look huge. And I can think of like a million ways to use this in Minecraft builds. Like even if people don't use it for like Minecraft survival, I could see a million ways in which people could make awesome stuff just, you know, for custom builds in creative mode using the ray tracing technology. And that again is the same room. Yeah, super, super cool. And the last thing is really, you know, there's a tiny bit. I'm actually not going to do this because I don't want to spoil anything. But they've built a puzzle here, and it's a light-based puzzle, and it's sort of like a Zelda puzzle, which is cool. But I'm not going to do that. But briefly, just before we finish, let's just quit out and let's load into. So Imagination Land is another, is a great episode of South Park, and is also a. It makes me want to sing that song now. While it loads, it's also another one of the worlds that they built, and this demonstrates, I think, that the ray tracing technology is currently, at least, at its best when it's
inside
enclosed, because you can see here. So you see we've got this like castle tower. We've got the tops of that there. When I turn ray tracing on, the sort of realistic cloud cover and stuff makes that, and also, frankly, a reduction in draw distance makes that stuff disappear. You see, we've got a bit of flicker in there, but that's actually not a bug. That's because this is built really high up, and we're in the clouds. I haven't turned on cheats on this one. Oh well. So we're actually up in the clouds. That's actually clouds moving, which is a bit annoying. You can see better in the normal Minecraft. But you can see, we've got this draw distance over there going out into the... You can see the draw distance difference. But also, it does just showcase that even out in the open, the difference is immense. You look at like the shadowing and stuff on those flags that are hanging. And even, this castle looks far more grand in the ray traced version. But also you can see the limitations where you've got those sort of stained glass windows popping into existence as you get closer.
Yeah. It is a different vibe, isn't it? It's a bit more similar to the look of Minecraft Dungeons, I think.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's a good shout, to be fair. And although we've got a giant cloud going through this building, you can sort of see when you turn it on. Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, it is very impressive, that chandelier and stuff.
Yeah,
like, because that looks like nothing in normal Minecraft. It just looks like, well, it looks like a bunch of blocks, but when you turn it on in ray tracing, you can tell that that's what it is, which I think says something. You can also tell, though, this is a far more complicated world than the one I was just in, so the frame rate has come down by like 15 frames a second in this. So clearly work to be done, but as a core idea, I think this is really, really exciting and really awesome. Is it raining? That's like a completely random occurrence, but cool. See, little things like this green building, like, just looks a bit flat and dead. You turn on the ray tracing, and it looks incredible. But the flip side is, well, actually, that draw distance there, you see, that doesn't look bad at all. I think that looks fine. So I guess maybe I'm being a bit harsh on the draw distance thing. But nevertheless, regardless, I am extremely impressed. And I've looked at a lot of ray tracing demos, as I know you have. And this is one of the most impressive I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most kind of comprehensive that it like you were saying before, how much is this going to have an effect on a game in general, but this is the most transformative I've seen, I think.
Yeah, it's really, really impressive, and I just think, click button for churros. Oh. Okay then. Fair enough. Thank you to whoever made this world. Yeah, and just little things like, that is the ultimate sort of Minecraft scene, right? A cute little house with bookcases and stuff. And you turn on ray tracing, looking in there, and it just looks homely, and there's a depth to it and a warmth to it that I think really adds to it. So yeah, I mean, it's really, really impressive. And the great news is, as I said earlier on, they are just sort of putting this out there, this beta, for people to try out, for people to test, for people to break, for people to see what they can make. And that includes all these worlds that I've been playing. There's quite a few of them. So it's a good opportunity to sort of check this out if you've got access to one of the graphics cards. And obviously, like I say, hopefully the implementation of ray tracing is as good and as stable on, say, Xbox Series X. Because if that's the case, then you'll be able to have this as a setting on Minecraft over there as well.
Yeah, and it's still early days too. Like, this isn't necessarily the ceiling of the technology as well.
No, absolutely not. I mean, who knows where it'll go? But as a basic thing, I think so far ray tracing can often come over as here's a world where everything is shiny.
Yeah.
And although there's a lot of this here, a lot of that in this demo, I feel like this demo also does a way better job than most of just showcasing what a difference it can make to the general ambience, as I think is demonstrated really well by just turning it on and off in a spot like this. It just makes a huge difference to the ambience of the whole world. So yeah, I mean that's ray traced Minecraft, and I was really impressed with it, and I wanted to do a little thing so you could all see it. And like I say, by the time this video comes out, it will either be already out or very imminently coming out for you guys to try out yourselves. So if you've got an RTX series graphics card, give it a go. If you don't, you can always hit up VG247.com. We've got a bunch of reviews of all those graphics cards, and we've also got, like, you know, deals being posted and stuff like that in case they go on the sale or anything like that. So yeah, thanks for joining me, James, and for looking at this.
Thanks for showing me.
Yeah, you are most welcome. Until next time, everyone, stay sane if you're in quarantine, and play lots of video games. And don't forget to hit the button, give us a like, give us a subscribe if you like this sort of stuff, so we know to do more of it. Until next time, everyone. Cheers.